In previous video, I have explained only up till this chart. In the current video, I am going to explain one or two more charts for better understanding of chart preparation, and then we will and I am going to skip the remaining part and concentrate more on the analysis of the obtained chart. So here in this, we have successfully done this. The next part is the pie chart or the bar chart. So I'm going to select this column chart. So here we can see in the visualizations part that stacked bar chart, stacked column chart. So what we need is the clustered column chart. So I have changed it. So it's changed. So again, as I said, we should be very careful in selection. So I selected a clustered column chart. So what does this clustered column chart require? Top 10 routes of daily passengers. So it need the route number as well as the daily passengers number. And just a second. So here we can see that the top 10 routes. What we need the top 10 routes of daily passengers for the year 2024. So we need to have the total routes and the total daily passengers, in which we need to check for the table where we have the routes and the passengers. So there is the bus master, we have the route number, but not for the year 2024. It's changing. And for the daily ops log, we can have the total routes and the passengers count. So what I'm going to do is I have selected this visual, and after selection of this visual, I am going to x-axis. We have in this the x-axis is the route number. So I am going to keep route number in x-axis. Is this route number? Yes, the route number in x-axis and total passengers count. So where are the passengers be? Yes, passengers. So here you can see that the total passengers count in this. So also there is a possibility that if we want to highlight this only, there are a number of columns and we want to highlight only only this chart. So we could do this. As a result, we could see the value. This is called tooltip for the 2022 earning as well as 2023 earning. So if we want to highlight, we can highlight it. Otherwise, we remove it. And so we can also have separate dedicated chart in order to have a clear visual and back to report. Similarly, for these two, we have top 10. Here we said only top 10 routes, which means that based on the passenger count, this gives the total count of 84 routes, as we have discussed previously, the total count of all the 84 routes. But we want only the top 10 routes based on the total passenger. So again we should use the filter value. So here we have some of the passengers. So here what are the possibilities? So here top 10 based on the passenger count. See here we can see the top 10 based on passenger count. 1T, 30, 80. So this is how this is made. So again here also we can say that if we want to highlight it, we can only highlight this. If we want to remove it. And we want the data values of this. So how could we do it? By going to visualization part, select data labels, and immediately we get the data values. The coloring part and the column part, everything can be done. These are all the makeuping things or the mimicking things for a better visualization of the client. But this is how in general a visual will be created. It could be a chart visual, it could be a line chart, it could be a bar chart, it could be a cluster, it could be a pie chart. And right now I'm going to discuss about this pie chart, how this pie chart can be created. Okay, let's do for pie chart. So mimic we need to mimic the pie chart again. So how do we make a pie chart? So we go for visualizations part. We select outside. Otherwise, this chart is again get disturbed. So there is a pie chart. There is a donut chart and pie chart. I'm going to select a pie chart. So an empty pie chart is present. What does it have? It has values, details, and the legend. So it has values, details, and legend. Now I need to select what are the values is it. It is based on the depot, the total depots and the total count of buses in each depot, fleet by depot. So the total depots. It is present in present in which table the depot. Yes, the depot. So the depot, the total count, and what do we have? Fleet by depot, bus numbers. So we got the depot, and we need to count the bus registration number because we need to have the bus value. So where is the bus registration number? That's it. So again, we got the similar value. So here you can see 467, 432, 397. Again, when we select in a particular year, it has to change. Otherwise, this gives the total value. Now we need to select again for all the measure, whatever the measure we take, it has to do the similar way. We need to add, we need to add a year so that the default value will be the latest year. So we are adding this year and we are basically filtering it based on the year of the latest year. So here we are going to add the bus registration number, the depot, and the bus registration number. So here we can see that the depot as well as bus registration number. We can see in this PDF the depot by the bus registration number. So but the values are high 467, but here the values are triple one. The reason is when we observe deeply about the bus registration number in the daily ops log. So when we go to daily ops log sheet, go to daily of log sheet, the bus registration number gets repeated because there are 636 buses and this gets repeated. So we should not have the repeated values. Hence, what we are supposed to do is we should have the count distinct. Here you see the count of value. We have the count distinct. The count distinct gives the correct value triple one, 101. All these sum up to the total number of effective fleet 567 number of buses. So this is also the one more visual, and I would like to explain one more visual, this part, the bus type versus revenue, bus count. So we are going to select that too. So here we are going to select this. We have to repeat this sheet. And what is this sheet? It is a column chart as well as the line trend. So we are going to check for the such kind of visual. So line and clustered column chart. I think this is our visual. So we got this. So what does this visual consist of? On x-axis there is a bus type and the y-axis bus count and revenue by bus type. So on x-axis we are going to select a bus type and Delhi Oxford, and we can see bus type on x-axis and y-axis we have bus count. Bus count is total number of buses as we have done, registration number on y-axis. So again we select a distinct count, and what is the revenue by bus type we are going to select here. So here we can see the whatever sheet is present, it has been repeated. We simply select the data values. Once we select the data labels, you can see the values 432, 105, and 30. The same has been repeated. So this is how in general is how we will make presentations. We'll use the visuals. We'll make the visuals to work. And if you want to get a deep insight into it, we can have a focus slide. And also we can check the characteristics of this visual. Suppose if I select any visual, I select this visual and remaining all parameters are, which means that the total number of buses traveled with the city ordinary and the revenue by the city ordinary route number we can also be observed. Also, the most important part in Power BI, which is not present in Excel, is interaction between the visuals. Suppose I select here, all the values get changed. I select here, the some values get changed. And also interaction, suppose I select the registration number, wait on I select this registration number. So the Gajwaka depot, the total number of passengers in the depot and the total routes, the 1T and 38.9, and also the total number of buses in the Gajwaka depot, 83 and 23 and 5. All these values get changed. Every value gets interacted. Similarly, if I select the total, if I want to know the total 432 buses, the routes, I select here. So these are all the routes covered by the city ordinary, which means that in every route there will be city ordinary bus. So also, the in every depot the total